Hey guys, it's Jackie from Jackie's Last in the Book Haul, and because I have a problem, I bought 8 books right after we come back from a trip, and I also bought 2 books while we were on that trip. So I have 10 books that I bought in the last couple days. So I want to show you those books. So first, the 2 books I actually bought while I was away on visiting my sister. We went to the library, and they had a library sale. So it was really cheap. One of the books is 75 cents, and the other one was $2. And I actually almost bought the sequel to one of them at the used bookstore, but I decided to wait because I hadn't even started the first one. But, so first I bought the 75 cents book was this one, The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chima. This is one of the favorite books by Reagan from Peru's projects, and she constantly talks about the series. So finally, I got it when I saw it at the library. The library sale, I jumped on it. I mean, like I said, it's 75 cents. And a book like this is normally like $12, like $8, well, like $10. I don't know. And luckily, it's the first book in the series. I don't know much about it except for what Reagan has said, and it's not like I made a mental note. It just sounded like something that was right up my alley. It looks like a middle, YA novel. And I know it's a series, so I will be buying multiple books. There are quite a few books that I bought from the used bookstore that they are the first books in a series, so I'm going to have to buy the next book in the series when I'm done with the first one. So I think I might need to read a couple of those books that are first books in the series. So I definitely am really eager to read this. And get into the series. Which actually, you know what, that's a thing I should do. Some of the ones that I bought recently, I should just each month put one of those on my list, my TBR for the month. I should do that so that those get read. And then I can decide if I want to continue with the series. So the next one I bought for the $2 book was The Mist of Avalon. Now I have actually seen the movie, starring Juliana Margulies, I think, and what is her name? What is that one woman's name? Angelica Houston, and I don't know who else. Oh, the guy that was married to Jennifer Garner from that show she did. I can see him. He also was in Never Been Kissed. He was the love interest in Never Been Kissed. Michael Vartan. I think he plays Lancelot. Yeah, I think he plays Lancelot. But this is the King Arthur legend, but from the woman's perspective, from a female's perspective. It's from actually his half-sister Morgana, from her perspective, I believe. If I remember correctly. So I bought the book I saw the book at the library book sale. Like I said, I almost bought the sequel, but I decided, you know what, I have not even gotten around to starting this. And I definitely need to, I need to get better at, reading the books before I buy the next book in the series. But the thing is, I like buying the next book in the series so that by the time I get to that book, I will already have it. But that habit stemmed from reading a lot of YA, so it's YA I get through those a lot quicker, and this is definitely not YA. But I definitely want to read this one. And in 3 months on the New York Times bestseller list. Okay, so those are the 2 I actually bought when I was visiting my sister. Now the books I had bought in the last 2 days. It's from the used bookstore, so I mean, of course, those books from the library sale were even cheaper than these, but still, it's only a couple dollars. Like the most expensive book there is like $5. So I can't, especially if you can get hardback books there. for for really cheap, like $4. Okay, so let's see. Okay. All right. So the books I bought on I think it was Monday. It was Monday. The Monday we got back. This first one is one that I actually have seen the movie version, and it's which stars Tina Fey. What is his name? I can't remember the guy who plays the main guy in the story. I can't remember the actor who plays him, but I've seen him quite a bit. He's done a lot. A lot of times he's usually a character that's kind of a jerk, or he's a character that's not necessarily a jerk, but he makes dumb decisions. I can't remember the actor's name, but the book is called "This Is Where I Leave You." It's one of those about family, and like the importance of it, and how and it's basically this family. The family patriarch has just died, and this is the first time that the family has gotten together in a long time. And they're all, their all lives are kind of a little messed up. Especially our protagonist. What is his name? Judd. His wife was basically cheating on him with his boss. And he's trying to keep it a secret, but then his sister, or at least this is what the movie implies, that his sister has found out. So it kind of, so he's dealing with that. But I liked the movie. I remember really enjoying the movie. And I feel like this is another book that I feel like that's different from what I'm used to. I will read books like this, but it's only if my mom and my sister are like, well, I want to read that book, then, I'll probably get it too. It's kind of funny because, my sister and my mom, they read the same type of, they might read the same type of books, but I don't read the same type of books than them usually, but I do kind of like some of the books that they would normally like to read. It's just books like this, I don't normally read these kind of books, unless they're thinking about reading it. And when I'm done with it, I might ask my dad if he wants to read it, because he saw the movie and he liked the movie. So I'm gonna see if. It's funny though. I always get this mixed up with there's another book with a similar title that I know a lot of people on BookTube have criticized, and I get it kind of mixed up with the title of this book. So I want to read that. I got that one on Monday when I went. And then the next book I got on Monday, which it's funny because when we go to visit my sister, we usually stop by BJ's because we don't have a BJ's near us. We might have it in one of the farther, the cities that are an hour away. So we always my parents always make the big trip to BJ's to get a bunch of the bundles of stuff, like toothpaste and toilet paper and some, whatever, on, things that my parents need or things that I might need. And, they do have that small little book section. So I actually saw this book there, but my dad was like, you already bought the 2 books at the library, so you don't need to buy another one. And of course, at the time, I was a little annoyed with my dad, so when he was like that, when he said that, I was kind of rolled my eyes and did that, or not exactly that, like that aggressive. But I kind of threw the book down. But that wasn't why I wasn't annoyed that my dad told me, no, you don't need to buy another book. I was kind of more annoyed about something else that he said that night, that day. But so I saw this book, and this was one of the ones that I picked up. This one, and then I almost got the Norse mythology book by Neil Gaiman. That was the other one. Or there was a book about Alexander Hamilton's wife. I downloaded the soundtrack on my iPod, so I've been listening to that regularly. And I saw that the book about his wife, from his wife's perspective. And I almost bought that one as well, but I did not see that one at the bookstore that I remember, because it's, that's the thing about that bookstore. It's not like those main, a Books A Million, where there's, it's categorized by, genre. I mean, although it's made clear which section is the mystery section, and there's also a separate YA section, but it's a small bookstore, so it's alphabetized more by title, and then not title by, that's how I did my bookshelf, but it's it's alphabetized by author, and there's a mystery section, there's the little YA area, and the children's book area, and the coffee table books area, and then there's everything else. So it's kind of hard to find, the books unless you know the author's name. But I ended up seeing this book there. This is about Jefferson's daughter, and Jefferson being, I think he was our third president. Yeah, he was the third one, because John Adams was the second one. So I saw this there, and I just had to get, and I remember, I was, because it was there, I was like, okay, it's there, so that's a sign I need to buy that book. So I bought this one as well, and it was kind of a last minute grab. It was I was trying to narrow it down and decide, because I wanted to pay for my books before the woman who kind of runs both the bookstore and the library, she owns both. And I wanted to get it to her before she left, because everyone else left. But they go by the honor system there, so you can put the money for your purchases, for the book purchase, in this little box when they're off. And so I wanted to catch her before she left, so I could get change back. So I quickly just grabbed this one. Like I said. So I was very happy about that I got that one. So the next two, again, another book. These are two books that I've heard about constantly on BookTube. Well, more so one than the other. But The Shadow of the Wind. I constantly hear about this on BookTube. Everybody talks about. Oh, Stephen King blurbed it. But I remember, everybody talks about how amazing this is, and how much they love this book, and I guess there was a sticker on the back of this book, because it's all, I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of ruined in the back. But, yeah, so I've always been hearing about this book, and I was, I kept thinking, going back there, and I kept seeing, there's do I want to buy this book, I keep hearing about how great it is. So finally, I decided yesterday to buy it. And I can't wait to read it. The next one is The Enchanted, which I was, at first I was I don't know if I want to buy this book. I don't know if it's my kind of book, because it's set in a prison, and it's just my first description, hearing about it, I was I don't know, I might be kind of bored with this book. But I ended up reading the bag, or reading the inside flap to read what it was about, because yes, I do read. This is how I decide books, is I actually read the description. I know a lot of people say, because most descriptions are very inaccurate, so they don't like reading the descriptions. or they don't really give a full-on, you know, really give a good, there's a word I'm trying to think of, not justify, there's, I don't know, the word will pop into my head later after I finish making this video, I'm sure, but, oh, don't do the book justice usually. The description, the descriptions in the back or on the inside flap. But I usually read them, and that's what pulls me in. That's what makes me decide. First, I decide what I go by genre, and then I read the description. And it doesn't look like a very dense book. And, ooh, I like the print, too. So I decided to get this one as well. And like I said, what's great about this bookstore is because it's used. So hardback books are, like, cheap. They're, like, $4, I think. Yeah, I think they're $4 to get hardback. So that is a nice price. So I bought that one as well. So those are the 4 books that I bought yesterday. Now, the books I bought today, again, I bought 4 books. First, one of my favorite booktubers, Jennifer from Insert a Literary Pun. I remember last year she read this book, and she did a review of each of the books because it's the way it's set up. This is middle March, by the way. It's a classic. Ooh, I almost tore it. By George Eliot. It's divided into book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, so on and so forth. There's like 7 books. So she reviews each of the books. She did a review on each of the books. And so I saw it there. It was between this and Vanity Fair as for my classic. And I didn't know much about Vanity Fair, but Jennifer talked about this book a lot, and I think I might need to rewatch her reviews of the book so I can get a better idea of what this book is about. Look. Dang it. Look. Someone committed the blasphemy and dog-eared the page. If you can tell. They just committed a horrible crime. Just kidding. I'm not as bothered by it. I don't do it. And like when it's in my textbooks and I'm like not really only half listening to my teacher's lecture. If the book is folded, if the pages are kind of folded, then I will, unfold them. But I don't get mad at people, and I don't judge them if they dog-ear like books. I mean, I'll joke around and like the little memes and stuff that makes jokes about dog-earing, but I mean, they're jokes, so unless you're someone that really takes it seriously, like, how dare you dog-ear a book? But I'm not gonna get mad at people. I mean, you just happen to falling the corners over. I mean, books, there's certain books that I will do that. I have still done that too. I don't remember what books, but I remember recently, not that long ago, doing that to a book, but it was because just to quickly save the page, or because at the moment when I was reading it, I didn't have a bookmark or anything with me. So I want to read this one as well, but I'm feeling this one is going to take me forever to read, though. So like I said, I'm going to have to watch Jennifer from Insert Literary Pun's reviews of this book. Just like I said, she reviews it by the groups of books. So I'm going to have to look at her reviews so I can get a better idea of this one. So the next one is The Jazzbird. So I got this because I feel like it's something different from what I'm used to, and it's again set like in, I don't know, I mean, it's called The Jazzbird, so I'm thinking 20s, but it might be the 30s, I don't know. But by the description, it's like this guy, this famous jazz singer, bootlegger, that, he had a lot of money, then he gets arrested, and then when he gets out of prison, his wife has left him, she's taken all his money, and it's actually based on a true story. So I thought it'd be something different to read. I don't normally read books like this. I normally my go-to genre is fantasy, especially YA fantasy. So I thought I would, it doesn't look that long, and it's like the print's not too small. So I thought I would check it out, something different. Like I said, I wanna add more variety into my reading. I wanna read different types of books. So I'm gonna check that one out as well. I'm gonna read that one at some point. And then next, now I read this author's. This is the same author who wrote Water for Elephants, and I did read that one. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. So she came up with. I remember seeing this book a few years ago. It came out, and I definitely remember being interested in this book. I think it's when I joined Goodreads and I marked it as one that I want to read at some point. So I finally got around to buying it, and like I said, it's like $4 at the bookstore because, it's hard, because it's a used bookstore, and it's hard, hardback books are really cheap there. So I jumped at the chance of buying it. I don't know, I don't remember what this one is about. But, so Kristen Hanna blurbed it. She's the same one who wrote, I can't remember what the book is called, but I saw it at BJ's the other day. It's the one about the family who moves to Alaska. She blurbed it, and so did Paula McLean, who was the author who wrote, The Paris Wife, which is about, Hemingway's first wife, Hadley, and about, their time in Paris and everything, which is a really good book, by the way. Catherine Stockett, who is the same author who wrote The Help, she also blurbed it, and Jodi Bacall blurbed it, I have read at least one of Jodi Bacall's books. I haven't read Catherine Stockett's book, but I did see the movie The Help. And like I said, I'm familiar with Paula McLean. I mean, she's the only one here that I've actually read. Well, no, Jodi Bacall, I read her book, My Sister's Keeper, which I really liked. And like a lot of people, I was kind of bothered by the fact that they changed the ending. Well, actually, I feel like it seems when I was looking at reviews and stuff and seeing if I was right that they did change the ending of the movie from the movie version of My Sister's Keeper, and they did. And I feel like there's mixed opinions. Like, some people think that the ending of the book was far cheesier and that the ending in the movie is better, and then there are some people who prefer the book ending, such as myself, rather than the movie ending. But anyway, it's not about this. So, but yeah, I definitely want to read. I think this is also, I want to say this is also set in the 20s. Oh, no, never mind, it's set in the 40s. So, oh, they go to Scotland. So, yeah, I want to read this one because I liked Water for Elephants. So, read this one. And then, the next one I have here is the second book written by the same author who wrote The 13th Tale, which I just fell in love with that book. I loved it, and that's another one I want to reread at some point. So this is her next book, this one came, I don't know if this one came first, or that one, but, oh, nope, never mind. I thought there was something on the naked cover of the book. No, it's just, the inside is this reddish color, and I thought, I like that, but I like that color. So this is this is the second book that she wrote, I think, or the first book, I don't know. This might be the second book, but, I love the cover. It if you ever see this book, you should feel the cover, the hardback edition. I don't know if it's on the paperback edition, but it feels really interesting. Like, I love when covers, like, there's a difference between the like, each, when they're, between the images on the cover and the title and how they feel. Like, there's a pocket watch on here, and then, I don't know what this is. It looks like some kind of piece of clothing. And then the words are also, like, the author, they kind of stick out a little bit. But yeah, this so something, it sounds like in the description, this man, when he was a boy, he did something, like, I think he killed a bird. But that moment where he kills this bird with a slingshot from his child when he was a boy affects him in his adult life. So yeah. Oh, this video is long too. So yeah, I want to read this one as well. So those are the books that I bought in the last couple of days. Unfortunately, I have a problem. And maybe my dad is right, and maybe I am kind of addicted. But, I mean, like, these are low prices. So BJ's and Walmart and this used bookstore are really great prices. Oh, and the library sale. They're great prices. I mean, it's hard to find that great of a price at Books A Million. So what have you guys bought any books lately? What are you currently reading? Well, if you liked this lovely video of mine, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you're watching this video and you like it, then please subscribe to my channel. Alright, thank you. Bye.